A couple of things. First of all, town halls are for the voters, not for the press, not for the person who's the moderator. Caitlin spent more time interjecting her own viewpoints or her own views on the situation.
Excuse me, those are actually facts.
Now, are you guys not going to interject your views on me, or do I get a chance to speak now?
If you're speaking falsely, those were facts.
The town hall is for the president to speak to the voters of New Hampshire, not for this back and forth with media. That's number one. Hold on. That's number one. Number two, with respect to Ukraine, I totally disagree. He did not say he was just going to give over Ukraine the way you intimate, Van. He did not say that.
He didn't say what he said
is that he would actually look for a solution to end it quickly. He put 24 hours on it, but let's be very clear. What Joe Biden has done has been a disaster, because initially with Ukraine, Joe Biden wanted to give Vladimir Zelensky a ride out of Dodge. He wanted to give him a plane ride, and it wasn't until people in Moscow, in Ukraine, here in the United States said this invasion is wrong that Joe Biden reversed course.
Do you want a victory in Ukraine? Do you want a victory in Ukraine?
I'm just trying to respond to everything that's been coming up on the table. Last thing, let me say this. We spent 22, 23 minutes talking about January 6th. We could have been talking about a whole lot of other issues instead of doing that for the first half hour or so. But let me be very clear. What was said in this town hall about National Guard troops that were authorized by Caitlin was wrong. I'm on the Oversight Committee. I was in 2 hearings on January 6th. It was testified in oversight that Donald Trump authorized National Guard troops on January 4. He followed up in a call with then acting Secretary of Defense on January 5, trying to see where the deployment was on those troops. That is testimony in the Oversight Committee. Everybody testified in Oversight Committee when Nancy Pelosi was Speaker of the House, except one organization, and that was the Capitol Police.
Did you read the Secretary
Nancy Pelosi would not allow that. I'm telling you what was testified to in the Oversight Committee under oath.
But let me just correct you, because what Caitlin was saying was what the former Secretary of Defense wrote in his book. He said the president did not.
I am telling you what he testified to under oath. In the Oversight Committee.
Congressman, can I just ask?
Are the facts? Go ahead.
You do acknowledge Donald Trump lost the 2020 election, correct?
Again, we're going to continue to talk about 2020.
No, I mean, it's a direct question.
Now, hold on. Let me tell you why most voters are frankly kind of tired of y'all bringing this up. Inflation, border.
You don't have the courage to express your opinion about what happened.
I'm a Republican voter. I'm a Republican voter.
Voters want to talk about inflation, the border, fentanyl, the debt ceiling, foreign policy. If you want to talk about the 2020 election, let's talk about this. We do know that Mark Elias was in many jurisdictions suing to actually change election procedures, which, by the way, is at the hands of the state legislature in every state, according to the Constitution. Not in the hands of courts, not in the hands of the Supreme Court, the state legislature. We do know that to be a fact. We do know that truly.
You won't state your opinion about factually what happened in the 2020
election? You guys want me to make a statement. This is, Frank, let me tell you right now. This is what's frustrating to a lot of people. You want me to state it the way you want me to state it.
No, I don't.
I am telling you.
I want you to just answer the question.
And the reasons behind why certain people look at the 2020 election the way that they do.
I understand why some people believe it.
Moving forward into 2024, a couple of things are very, very clear. The nation is a mess. Our border is overrun. Inflation is crippling every family. Republican, Democrat, Independent. Those are the facts of the matter in 2024, not 2020.
Can I just ask you a question?
Not 2020.
Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy, Benny, out of the studio, but not out of the news cycle. We have been watching Donald Trump last night at the CNN town hall, or should I say the funeral of the entire network, because CNN is now officially deceased. Get ready, they're going to charge Donald Trump with murder any moment now, because there is no coming back from what happened on CNN last night. But what you just saw, which I thought was very, very interesting, was the incredible value of surrogacy for Donald Trump. And this is something that I haven't actually thought much about, but Donald Trump has some really great defenders in his supporters, for one, who are smart and informed and wise, based on the work of obviously a lot of different great creators that I support, but who were able to go through and just wreck the CNN moderators afterwards in the focus groups. And I thought that, those clips are going absolutely thermonuclear viral. And then Byron Donalds on CNN also coming over the top and just wrecking CNN with facts and spitting real bars about how the president performed, and also some of the incredible rigging in the questioning And in the way that the debate went forward, this was supposed to be a town hall, not a debate between Donald Trump and a CNN personality. I thought that was a great point. And also, obviously, the one that's going absolutely viral is the CNN focus group guy being like, why did Donald Trump want to talk about January 6th and the 2020 election? And they're like, because you asked him questions about it, which is the ultimate takeaway here. They gave Trump the biggest W, and this was a huge W for Donald Trump. I don't care if you love Trump, you hate Trump. This is a huge W. The left is losing their minds over this. They gave Trump the biggest W because they asked him questions that only libs wanted to hear the answer to, which are easy to knock down because conservatives hate these questions about January 6th, the obsession with 2020 election. I mean, it's really libs who are obsessed with that stuff. Conservatives want to talk about inflation, gas prices, and open borders. The war in Ukraine answer was like, choice. And so these are like obviously substantial policy differences, but you set Donald Trump up for victory there with a conservative audience asking him questions that like the only lib blue and on psychopaths care about. And so it's like a win-win for Trump, and it was a huge win for Trump. But if you look around the internet and if you look around the media ecosystem, you can really see how big of a win it was with the surrogates and the people who were there representing Donald Trump afterwards, how successful they did that. I think obviously the takeaway star there is Byron Donalds, who's just gone absolutely thermonuclear viral for his responses on a panel, just shutting down a panel of like 7 other people. Why you got to put 7 people on a panel? This is like 7 against 1, and Byron Donalds is wiping the floor with them. So way to go, Byron. Well done. And the performance was just incredibly, incredibly strong. Like, share, and subscribe. It's your boy, Benny.